What's up, scholars? Mr. Hildebrandt here with another Soundtrap tutorial. This is part 6, Advanced Concepts. Today's video is all about some of the cool techniques that you can use in Soundtrap to really take your song to the next level. This means that you've already watched parts 1 through 5. You've already created your song. You've added a drum beat. You've added a bass part. You've added piano. You have added your own vocals. You've saved it. All right, so today's advanced. So let's start first. All right. Say you want to show me your project. Say you want to show a friend your project. Let's talk about sharing. The share button is here, and you can put in their email. All right. Once you put in their email and you click invite, these people can join and make changes to your project. Okay. So if you wanted to invite me, you would invite my email, kenneth.hildebrandt@saschools.org. This is in the Google Classroom page if you ever forget it. Okay, or you can check your email. You should have already received an email from me. All right, so you're gonna click invite. All right, and well, obviously, I'm already a lucky member of this project, so I can't invite myself. So that will invite me to the project so I can chat. What do I mean by chat? Well, there's also this button here. You can also invite people from this. It's the collaborators button. Say you have a friend and you want to collab with them, right? You want them to input. You want their input on the song. You want their contribution. So you put their information and you hit invite. And this is where it gets really fun because you can chat within this window, right? So you can share messages only within Soundtrap about your song. You can also video call inside of Soundtrap. So you can video call and you can write your song together at the same time. So this is super important. Well, I want you to pause the video right now and I want you to invite me to all your projects so I can take a look at them, make comments and edits and whatever else you need to make your song just the best that it can be. All right, take a couple seconds to invite me. Great. I assume you did that and you're back on it. So let's talk about some more advanced concepts. Here I have my Sunflower Redux, right? Redo that I've been working on, okay? So I have a couple tracks here. I start off, here we go. My drums are up top. And then I have my piano chords here. And then I have my bass part here. Right now, you'll see that the piano sound and what I want to be the bass sound is using the piano tone within Soundtrap. Okay, now this is a default. Soundtrap is going to default. I mean, it's going to choose the piano sound when you import something or import a file. So I want to change that. So what do I do to change that sound? I click this button here. All right, here's my piano. Cool. I'm going to click this here because this is where my instruments are going to be. And now I can change the sound to any instrument I want it to. And I need something pitched. But say I'm looking for something kind of softer than a piano, something very woody, like a woodwind instrument. Maybe a series of clarinets. Very nice, very cool. Or maybe a series of African pan flutes. That's a little too harsh. I like the clarinet. It has a warmer sound. That's what I'm going for Sunflower. So I'm going to double click that. And it just made all of my piano sounds a clarinet sound. Let's take a listen. You hear that? It's very warm, it's very breathy, very airy. I want that sound. Clarinet is a great instrument to accompany the human voice because the way it resonates, it's very similar and it has a similar range. All right? So I like that clarinet sound a lot. But, you know, maybe 10 minutes from now, I don't like it anymore. What if I hit undo? And I keep hitting undo change preset, and now it's back to piano. So what did I do? I went to edit, and I undo, okay? You can also, on my computer, it's Command Z. On your computer, a Chromebook, it'll be Control Z, all right? Control Z will undo anything you do, and Control, you can also redo it. So I want to redo that, and now it's clarinet again. Undo piano, redo clarinet, okay? So I'm sticking with clarinet. I like it. This grand piano part here, this was meant to be a bass part. So I'm going to pick a bass guitar, duh. So I'm going to go here, guitar and bass. Acoustic bass would be really nice. Again, just like the clarinet, something wooden, something warm. Upright bass. Okay, it's very quiet, but I think I'm going to like it. So I double click it. And now my bass part sounds like this. Now, because this instrument is so wooden and so warm, it doesn't pierce, which means you can't hear it as well as other instruments like the piano. So first I want to raise the volume as high as it goes. And the next step I want to do is something called automation. And it's this button here, these 4 little dots here connected by lines. I click that and I get the automation button. I add automation and I have 3 options. I can pan. Pan is when a sound goes from left to right. Super effective if you're wearing headphones. That's why a lot of times when someone gives you a CD or someone wants you to listen to a song, they say, listen to it with headphones. It sounds way better. Okay? Because what they can do with pan is they can make it go in your left ear and then in your right ear. All right? Think like when you're playing Fortnite video games, how you know somebody's to your left? It's because it's coming out of the left speaker. Well, the right speaker, but your left. And if you know someone's on your right, all right, this is really important. Panning is a super useful technique used in lots of different types of audio manipulation. So that's pan. So maybe I want to have it pan left and right. So right now it's in the middle. But once I click a dot and I drag it down, now it's starting from the left. And then I make it want to go to the right and back to the left. Okay, so now when I put on headphones and listen to my song, the bass part is going to go back and forth between my left and my right. All right, so just an interesting technique. The next automation is sweep. And like it says right here, it's a muffled sound. All right, so think of sweeping like the sound is very muffled, like it's got a blanket on top of it and it's being played. But you can also make it very hollow, like instead of being played in a big acoustic room with lots of echo, instead it's a very thin sound, like a steel room where there's no sound moving whatsoever. And then nasal 1, 2, 3, those are just different sounds you can explore. Let's go with muffled. I want my bass to start really quiet. So I bring it down. And then over the course of the intro, I want it to get louder and louder and louder. And then when it hits the verse, I want it to stay loud for a while. And then right here, I want it to start going down. So let's take a listen to what muffled does with our bass part. Remember, this is tricky. You're not going to hear it at first because it's going to be so low. Okay, it's super quiet. Can't even hear it. You hear it now? Okay, very cool. All right. And now we're getting up to full volume. And now we're there. Okay. Now I think I did a little too much with this muffling, so I'm going to move this back up to the middle. And I think I don't want it to go all the way away. I want it to go back to the middle. All right. So this will really open up the sound. The last automation is just volume. All right, so think of muffling and volume as a difference in muffled is changing the character of the sound. Again, it's like the difference between singing out loud and singing in someone's ear versus singing in the next room or singing behind a wall or singing under a blanket. Whereas volume is just going to be straight up volume. So I want the bass to be real loud. I want the bass to start off like medium, and then once the whole band kicks in, I want it to come full volume. Okay, so those are known as automations, all right? And as long as this button is on, the automations are on. And if I ever don't like an automation, like this pan seems kind of silly now, I can either turn it off or I can just delete it completely. So those are some other advanced techniques you can do with automation to create the sound that you are looking for. All right, the final technique I want to talk about today is last week I recorded these live voice takes here. So I'm going to play it, and we're focusing on this track right here, the live mic voice. Okay, so listen. Okay. So, obviously, I'm not the greatest singer in the world. So, instead of going for the best singing, I'm going to try to affect my audience by maybe playing with my vocals a little bit. And to do that, I'm going to use these enhancers. So again, I click the microphone where my vocal track is. And I got mic enhancers here. And now I can add what's known as a filter to my voice or enhancer. And this is going to make my voice sound like a bunch of different things. All right. For example, I could make my voice sound like it's coming in a church. All right. Let's listen to that and see what it sounds like. I'm going to isolate. So you can tell it's like a church. There's a lot of reverb or echo in the sound, okay? It's very lively, all right? And it's not my favorite. It's not matching the rest of the sound that I've created. So instead of church, let's try it with, oh, why not a little lo-fi rap? Let's see what that's like. Same thing. All right, so it's giving it that lo-fi sound. What does lo-fi mean? Lo-fi basically is trying to make it sound old. It's trying to make it sound like in the old days when they didn't have as high-tech equipment, and so they weren't able to get the best recordings. All right, so we're trying to make it sound like retro, all right, like it came out years ago. So let us find one more. Psychedelic could be very cool. Let's try that. Oh, hip. Super cool. I love it. It's super cool. It's super weird. All right. So that is another effect that I can use with my song. All right. So let's review. First, we're talking about sharing it. All right. You can share it and invite people to check out your project. All right. Excuse me. Or you can add them as collaborators so they can actually edit your project as well. We also talked about automations. All right. We click this button here and add automation, pan, sweep, and volume. Pan moving left to right in headphones or speakers. Sweep is a matter of muffling, opening it up or muffling it. And volume, pretty straightforward, how loud or quiet the sound is. And then finally, we worked on our voice effects using the preset enhancers and filters. All right. Beyond that, we talked about undoing any problem that we have. We can always undo it. All right. So we hit save. And say we wanted to share our project. This is exactly the way we like it. We're ready to go. We go to File, Export, and you can do a bunch of different things, but MP3 is the easiest file to use. Why? Because MP3 can be played on a largest number of devices. So you can export to MP3 and you can email that MP3 to friends. You can play it on your phone. You can email it to yourself so you can play it off whatever device you want. The options are limitless. All right, friends, this has been Advanced Soundtrap Techniques from Mr. Hildebrandt. Thanks for listening. I'll check you out next time. Peace.